Representative Lucero, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, your district, and your professional career.
My district is in the northwest suburbs, just outside the 7-county metro area. Wright County. It includes the cities of Albertville, St. Michael, Hanover, Otsego, and then the Wright County portion of Dayton, which is where I live. And so it is a booming area in terms of growth, etc., high rate of growth. And as such, one of the top priorities for the area is transportation. Transportation dollars, roads and bridges to help economic growth in the area and to help people commuting to and from Minneapolis and other places.
Tell us a little bit about your professional career and what you do outside the Capitol.
So my full-time job is computer security. I'm a consultant in the computer security space that's dealing firewalls, incident detection, response, computer forensic investigations, things like that. In addition to that, a small business owner in terms of property management. My wife and I have real estate investment that we do together as partners. And also I'm a real estate agent to go along with that, as well as a licensed general contractor. And those are the two main areas. In addition to that, just prior to becoming a legislator, I was teaching college for 7 years. But when I got elected to state representative, I had to give that up just due to the nature of how much time being an elected official takes.
What are your legislative priorities for the upcoming session?
I spent all of 2015, all summer long, door knocking and talking to members of the community to get as much feedback as I could. And the number one issues are equity in education, transportation, roads and bridges, transportation, as I mentioned, tax cuts. We have a $2 billion surplus, and that's coming on the backs of hardworking families in the district I represent. So tax cuts is something I heard over and over. And then healthcare. Healthcare costs continue to skyrocket. And so doing what we can to help modify, especially in the last couple weeks here, we saw reports of dollars being spent to people who didn't necessarily qualify for the dollars that they were receiving. So continuing to tweak that and ensure that it's high quality, the dollars are being spent efficiently to enable people to have a lower healthcare costs. As I mentioned, I'm in the area of data security. Student privacy continues to be probably among the top 5 issues that I continue to hear over and over. And that's in reference to the collection of data on our students. Through the multitude of surveys and other evaluations that are given throughout the year, information is collected, and there's a high concern on how that information is being used, where it's going, who views it, how secure is it, and then data mining and data analytics to establish profiles and patterns on students that parents don't necessarily want there to be developed by third parties on their children.
What would you say is the most difficult aspect of being a legislator?
Just the time commitment. There are a great deal of meetings all over, so the most important are meeting with members of the community, hearing their feedback, and attending different meetings for meeting constituents and other elected representatives, such as city council members, et cetera, within the district to help gather information. But then outside of that, there's meeting with lobbyists, there's meetings with many other types of organizations that, and there's committee meetings that happen all throughout the summer outside of the legislative session. One example is, as a member of the Transportation Committee, we had a trip down to the Metropolitan Airports Commission, so MAC, to tour different parts of the Minneapolis-St. Paul Airport. And so that's just an example of committee meetings that occur throughout the year, off-site, and it takes a lot of time.
Who inspires you, and what do you find inspirational about him or her?
I won't say a specific name, but what inspires me more than any name, because this could be many people, would be those who believe in individual liberty, those who stand up for the empowerment of the individual to self-determine their life. And so that might be Reagan. It could be the Founding Fathers, those who understood the principles of individual liberty, limited government, the Constitution, putting a framework in place that ensures that individuals are empowered and protected from an overbearing government. But that is what, so anybody who believes in that is what inspires me, because that's what drives me. I seek to further those values, to ensure that the individual is maximized, to ensure that we can self-determine how we want our lives to end up, to satisfy our dreams, to fulfill our dreams. And so that's what drives me, that's what's most inspiring, and anybody who believes in that is definitely inspiring to me.
Representative Lucero, thank you for your time.
Thank you.